Alright, so welcome to my second financial talk. So it's Finance 101 part 2 of 5. In this video, I'm going to be talking and sharing with you how I eliminated my debt. Okay, so debt elimination. So before we can thrive, we have to understand how to survive. And a lot of people survive paycheck to paycheck. And one of the biggest things that holds them back is debt. Okay, so it's extremely important that we understand how to get rid of this first. When I first started my financial future back, at 2012, I try to obtain these type of information, these type of knowledge. And there's so many people out there that just gives tips like, hey, make sure you pay off your credit card, make sure you pay off your debt first. They give basic, general, common sense information, but they do not give strategy like I am going to share with you today. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is understand how to use Excel spreadsheet. Alright, so I'm going to be sharing with you how I set up my debt elimination strategy early on. So this is just a rough sketch, right? So on the green right here on this side is all the months. So just goes down, and the bottom is the total, and you can see there's one fixed expense and another fixed expense, and then there's more, but I just drew this up real quick. So what you want to do is, number one, set up and understand all your different fixed expenses. All right, so for your car, list out how much until when you pay that off. All right, and also your loan, and for, like, let's say example, school loan, and your phone. So if you buy the latest phone, you're going to have some kind of payments that you make on the phone each month. And another is like an insurance. So you have a fixed rate. It doesn't vary. It doesn't randomly go up unless you get into an accident in regards to your insurance. But for the most part, it's just always going to stay the same. Okay, and what you want to do, and how I set up the debt elimination plan very early on, as you can see how long it's going to take. Now I put a very short version, right? But if you purchase a car, if you purchase a used car, it's going to be much shorter. But let's say you purchase a new car, you took out a big loan for school, you have a bunch of other fixed expenses that at one point it's going to end, right? So insurance isn't on this one, because insurance you just pay as long as you have that car, as long as you need the insurance, right? So right here you have the phone. So after 6 months, the phone, you pay it off, right? So most people at this point, you can see you spend $400 each month, $250, $150. So $250 plus $100, $350, $350 plus $50, $400. So you spend $400 on expenses each month. So for most people, after they pay off one thing, they say, all right, now I have extra $50 to spend each month on my own personal things that I like to do. That is not how you should go about this. All right, you want to take that $50 and put it into another fixed expense that you can pay off much faster. Okay, and then it just expedites the process of you paying that off. Now you can see it's a very short process, but for example, if it's on a school loan, right? If you don't expedite the process of you paying off a school loan, a loan that you could pay off in a year could last 2 to 3 years. All right, and so after you pay that off, you take that $150 and put it into another fixed expense, and you expedite that process, and you just pay off your expenses much quicker. Right? That is the goal. That is what you want to do. Getting rid of your expenses should be the priority. All right? So make sure you set this up and you understand this process. All right? So the second thing, my freaking roommates. So second thing is variable expenses. Okay? Understand the variable expenses, so utilities, gas, and also groceries. So unlike fixed expense, variable expense, it changes from month to month. You don't know exactly how much you're going to spend on gas, right? You can't predict the future. However, what you can do is you can guesstimate and overestimate. Okay, that's extremely important. Whenever you are dealing with variable expenses, from my experience, you want to guesstimate and overestimate. So what do I mean by that? So the best way you can guesstimate how much gas you're going to use this month is look at how much you used for the last 3 months. So for example, if it's like, around 200 each month, you can expect, all right, I'm going to spend 200 this month, and overestimate it by saying 250, right? Because what you don't want to do is you underestimate it and overspend. Because if you overspend, now you have to take that money that you didn't plan for, that you already paid for a necessity, and you have to get it out of either your savings account or your personal use. Money that you use on your own personal entertainment, right? And so the last thing before I close this out is, it's so funny. When I first heard this, I thought they said it wrong. I first heard this from Jim Rohn, right? And after Jim Rohn, I thought Jim Rohn said it wrong. And then I also heard it from Anthony Robbins. And I thought after Anthony Robbins said this, I understood exactly what Jim Rohn meant. And the quote is, too much month at the end of the money. Too much month at the end of the money. And what that means, from my opinion, is people run out of money when it comes time to pay their expenses. And there is more times when they have to pay the expenses than they have money. Okay? And to my best recommendation, and if you don't know Anthony Robbins' background, Jim Rohn was his mentor. So that was very interesting. All right, so real quick, 2 things. Number 1, pay your bills first. So this is what I personally like to do. Any type of expenses I have, I pay it on the first, if it's possible, right? A lot of people, the first half of the month, they pay themselves, which is okay, which is good. However, by the end of the month, they don't have money and they are stressing out and trying to figure out where they can squeeze some money, where they can borrow money from friends or family, and that just puts them into a bigger hole, right? So pay your bills first. With your first paycheck that you get out of the month, make sure you use all that paycheck to pay your bills, all right? And then any purchase that you make on your credit card, make sure you pay that off right away when you get home. Make sure you pay that off right away when you get home. All right, that's extremely important. You don't want it to pile up, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and now you're looking at it and it's like $1,000 and you only have $800 in your bank account. Now you have to figure out where you're going to get the $200 from, right? Most likely it's going to come out of your savings account. Right? You don't want to step down. You always want to be moving up. You always want to be making a progress, right? So last thing is have fun with it. Managing your money should be fun. Managing money should be an enjoyable experience. I'm not saying money itself you should enjoy. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is the process, the skill of managing your money should be an enjoyable process, because you are going to manage your money. You are going to have to deal with your own finance and your own financial future for the rest of your life. All right? Because if you don't have the skills developed into how I can manage my finances, you're going to have a harder time when your expenses double or triple, when your income is at the same level as it is, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, right? So make sure you educate yourself. You read a lot of books. You make sure you talk to a lot of mentors. Make sure you learn from a lot of people and get the knowledge that you need to manage your money. All right. So thanks for watching this part 2, and tomorrow the part 3. I'm very excited. I'm going to be going over basics of how to manage your money in the civilian world, which is going to set up for the next video of how to manage your money in the military world. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.